Last time on the Titans of Altera.
4 brilliant orbs of light shoot forth from the stone symbol. The light coming for you hits you in the chest. All of a sudden, you're each shown a single vision.
I saw the ancient ruins glowing red, and we were all covered in different colored tattoos that were glowing.
Arrest the orc and the gnome. We are taking all of the evocation wizards and holding them under guard.
Galantis had one piece of parchment on him.
We saw those symbols were in the ruins as well.
I've asked Allura and Davi to look into the symbols.
Yes.
If we figure it out, can we have Winnie back?
I don't know that I can get you Winnie back.
And Bordeaux goes ape on the guards.
Oh!
So he then hoists you up on his shoulder
When he's like, nice work, Bordeaux!
while a bunch of guards are yelling and running after you guys.
Where will you go?
Well, Joan hung out in the library a lot.
Hello and welcome everyone to the Titans of Altera, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast for gamers of all ages. Going around the table this week, we have...
Joan.
Dolphin.
Winnie!
Relnor.
Awesome. Everyone's here and we're going to jump right into it. Okay. So, the three of you being Dolphin, Relnor, and Joan, are on your way to the Temple of the Grey God, a.k.a. the biggest library in Lestrade.
God bless America.
Yep,
Lestrade.
You have the note that was the little parchment that was found on the wizard Galantis after trying to assassinate Captain Harris.
Yes, which reads symbol, 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 symbol.
Yep, that's correct. It's got 8 or 7, I don't even remember how many symbols. 8 symbols, 8 ancient glyphs from the ancient ruins. And and so you guys are taking it to
8 different symbols.
The temple to see if you can decipher what it means. So you get there, the three of you, and right now Winnie is having her own adventure, but she's on her way to the Great Temple as well. But she's not there yet. The three of you arrive there first, and you arrive to find the temple in full swing. The first floor has tons of priests and several clerics that are poring over notes and papers and have a lot of big scrolls, and there are maps that are laid out, and lots of people are moving around. And you see kind of Allura at the front of it all, kind of directing and coordinating a lot of the activity.
Oh.
And Davi is kind of standing to the side watching a lot of it.
I walk up to Allura.
Okay, she's kind of in the middle of kind of saying a few things. She goes, and the three of you look over this, kind of giving some more orders, and she goes, hello, Joan.
Hi, Master Allura.
How was the Gnome Island?
Interesting.
So interesting.
Oh, this is Dolphin.
Hi.
Hello.
And this is Relnor.
Hello.
Hello, Relnor. Dolphin.
Nice to meet you, Allura. Was it?
Yep.
Yes.
That is my name. It's nice to meet you as well. I assume you were part of the team that went to the Gnome Island.
Team Relnor.
Yeah, so Relnor was in charge. He was auditioning to be a captain, basically. He's the one that I told you about.
Indeed. Well, I hate to cut our introduction short, but we have much to do right now.
Have you discovered any meanings of the symbols?
You'll have to talk to Davi. She's the one looking into the symbols. I have been tasked to gather as many as I can and pour over the Four Kingdoms Accord.
What's
For
that?
what?
It's just a little bit bigger than the Four Kingdoms Corolla.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that face.
Wow.
He just
So happy. So happy, like
Eric
a child.
just made 2 little fists and shook them around by his cheeks
With his
like,
head, pushed
While
all the way
retracting
back.
his chin into his body.
Yes.
Okay, so...
Okay, what was happening again?
All right.
What's the accord?
The Four Kingdoms Accord. The Four Kingdoms Accord was the agreement written up between the founders of the Four Kingdoms, between each of them. Once Lestrade, Alestria, Diadem Reach, and Fairhaven were established, the leaders of all four kingdoms came together and reached an agreement as to who would sit in the largest seat of power, how
She
the
reaches
trade
over and
agreements
slaps
would
Delphi.
operate. It covers everything that governs our societies and cultures amidst all of the four kingdoms.
And so he wants you to look at this for what specifically? What are you looking for?
He asked us to pursue a means by which we could subvert the inquisition of the evocation wizards.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, our fourth member's an evocation wizard.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, she's actually really nice. I think you'd like her.
I'm certain that I would. You said you were here for symbols.
Yeah. Just all the information I could possibly get. One, worried about our wizard, Winnie, and so the fact that you're working toward that is good information, but I don't understand what's going on.
Joan, I am very sorry, but I have much to do with the Accord and much to coordinate.
It's fine. I'll talk to Davi.
She will be more than happy to help you.
I'll tell her everything and then maybe she can relay it to you.
I'm certain that will be fine.
Okay.
It is good to have you back.
Thank you.
I do hope you stay for a while.
That's probably not going to happen. And I wink.
Very well. She kind of shakes her head a little bit and then gets back to kind of poring over several notes and giving orders. Mm-hmm. It's multiple scrolls of an agreement, and she's poring over like the beginning of each scroll, then handing it off to different priests or priestesses to look for specific things.
Boy, I'm glad I don't have that job.
It's really interesting, actually.
Yeah.
You read and you take notes and you pay attention to things that, pop up frequently. And when you're looking for a specific thing, you just look for certain words as you're reading. So you can read really fast and skim read. And the more you read, the more you know. And so then you know exactly where to look when you're looking for certain information. You should really try it sometime.
Yes. Oh,
Too long didn't read more.
I love to read.
I don't believe you at all.
I'd rather live, but reading's fun.
Do you read the scrolls that you write?
Sometimes.
No, you don't.
I mean, I don't really need to. I wrote them.
But how do you become a better writer if you're not reading?
Write more?
No, that doesn't make you a better writer. That just solidifies the type of writing that you do. And if you're writing wrong, then you're not getting better.
I'm not writing wrong. I can read it.
But don't you want to share that writing with people?
Maybe.
And then Winnie shows up. Now, Winnie walks into the Grey Temple and sees the two of you.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Yeah. Walks in disguise,
God.
incognito-like. Winnie, what do? You walk in, there's all kinds of mayhem going on with people just moving around, moving to tables, lots of activity, and at the front of it all, kind of to the side of the front of it all, there's Alora giving orders, but then next to her is Joan, and you can see Joan, Dalphin, and Relnor.
Okay. I'm gonna...
And I'm only describing it all for you because the temple doesn't have a door, it's just an open gateway into the...
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of circle around the outside.
Okay.
Like...
Around the outside?
Around the outside.
Running outside.
And, in the direction where, Joan is looking, so I can kind of try and, get in her eye line and make little wavy motions.
Cool. All right. Joan, roll me a perception check.
Yep.
Please.
Does Winnie need to roll a wavy check?
14.
I guess.
Probably just
No.
Joan noticing her.
She notices. Yeah. Yeah. You're just in the middle of rolling your eyes at Dalphin when you see...
No, I'm not rolling my eyes. I'm very concerned.
Okay. You're just in the middle of frowning.
Fervently scolding Dolphin for his writing style.
No, I'm asking questions. I'm not scolding. I'm not rolling my eyes. I just want to understand how you're going to become a better writer if you're not reading.
And then she sees Winnie's hand waving.
I don't write to be a better writer.
Okay, and I Oops,
Wow,
sorry.
smack him right in the face.
Yeah.
No, I hit the microphone. I was trying to slap him in the face. I tap Delphin on the head, and I put my hand on his head and turn him around.
And when he's
Like in
like,
Jurassic
and then
Park.
I put his nope. and then I put my hand over his mouth because I know he's going to shout.
Relnor's back.
I turn him and cover. I'm not uncovering it.
You guys have control of the story right now, so do what you wish.
When he's
I
like
pull the hand
kind
down
of
and I go,
motioning,
I know, I'm sorry.
when he holds up her hands over her head like in a big shrug, and she's like, "Eh?"
I'm assuming Relnor's looking that way.
I tug on Ronor's coat
Yes.
and I point.
Yeah.
Even though you're already looking that way, he's informing you to look
I
that
know,
way.
I know. I'm definitely sure that she's standing over there.
When he has her
like-
hands over her head in like a shrug, and a big shrug
I
sort of
like-
thing, and she makes a face that says, "Uh-oh."
I like walk really, like, you know when people are trying to walk slowly and not be conspicuous, but they definitely look conspicuous? Like, that's how I walk.
And I
across the
follow
room.
Joan exactly.
Like, I'm just moseying this way. Nothing
I also start
important
whistling.
is happening.
No
Everyone-
particular reason.
Everyone is so busy, no one's paying any attention.
Exactly. I know. That's why Kelsey's okay with this.
Winnie pretends to look at some things that are moving around by her, some people walking by, and some books on the
Oh,
shelves.
yes.
Like, yeah.
Rolnar walks over.
Do you concur? I concur.
Normal.
Someone hands Winnie a book.
And Winnie's like, thank you.
Okay, are we over there now?
And you guys are over there now.
Winnie, how did you get here?
You're okay.
You
Not
guys,
in prison.
you guys, I don't know what to do. I'm not supposed to be here.
Well, obviously, but how did you get here?
Did you break out?
Bordeaux kind of broke us out.
Oh, good old Bordeaux. Where's Bordeaux?
I don't know. I was hoping he would maybe go back to his homeland, but he didn't seem super stoked about that. And then he created a diversion, so I'm just really banking on his ability to not get caught again.
I bet he can take care of himself.
I hope so too.
Okay, so you're okay?
I'm fine. Definitely shouldn't be spotted.
That's okay. Your disguise looks good. I think
Okay.
it's just because we know. Don't do any, like,
Evocation.
spells. Yeah, what he said.
Okay.
Okay.
Relnor, are you okay with her having escaped the guards?
Yes.
All right.
You guys, what are we going to do? I mean, do Laura and Davi know anything about the statues? Like, what's going on?
We talked to Captain Harris, and he gave us, like, this series of 8 symbols and told us that Allura and Davi were looking into these. Well, Laura's actually looking into the Four Kingdoms Accord. She's trying to find a way to free all the evocation wizards.
Which is great.
Oh,
Really
that's
boring.
good. That's
Yeah,
good.
See? And so now we need to talk to Davi about the symbols.
Okay. Can I come? Am I
Of
safe
course.
here?
Davi won't turn you in. She's cool.
Oh, okay. All right.
But don't take your disguise off and don't tell anybody.
I kind of like
And
this
no evocating.
dress thing I've got going on now.
Yeah, no evocating. Evocating.
Evocationing.
right.
Roger that.
Okay. We approach Davi.
She welcomes the distraction from all of the, like, looking over a giant scroll, and she says, Joan.
Hey, D.
Young Joan. How are you?
You know,
How was the adventure? I see you are with your party, young Relnor. She kind of nods her head.
I return the nod.
I am young Dalphin.
Ah, wonderful. And she kind of gets down on her knees a little bit.
It's
She
very
goes,
nice to meet you.
I am certain you were most helpful on the adventure.
So helpful.
Well-
I could have been better, but I tried my best.
he did fall off the ship when he was trying to climb the side of it to eavesdrop.
But then I got levitated. Pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And this is Winifred. She's an evocation wizard, but
Sup?
she broke out.
Oh,
Don't turn
how
around.
wonderfully treacherous.
Oh, I like her.
Why, thank you.
You are quite treacherous.
Also, I'm not here.
Winnie, I am certain you were not needed to go under the Inquisitor's question. So, if you are any friend of Joan's, is a friend of mine. I'm glad you are all here. How can I help?
So Captain Harris told us about these 8 different symbols.
Yes.
That were written from Galantis. He said that you and Allura were looking into it, but obviously she's really busy, per usual. But you're looking into them.
Yes, we decided that the Accord was the best thing to pursue for the moment, but I can take you to the records we have of the symbols. Perhaps we can discover something together.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Wonderful. She says, if you would follow me, everyone. And she takes you to kind of it's still on the first floor, but it's like in the back, like the way back. unfortunately, the understanding of the glyphs that we have is still rudimentary. The greatest breakthrough that has been had was only 100 years ago, when a gray priest who was excavating in some of the southern deserts discovered 2 tablets.
Why don't we know more about this stuff?
It is not incredibly pertinent to much of what we do.
But it's ancient. It has to be important.
We do what we can to understand, but the forebears were cryptic in the way they described.
But we've had so much time to study it.
We have had much time, but very little to understand.
No reference material.
There's no...
People were really bad writers back then.
Almost all that is left
Bazinga.
Shots fired.
partially ruined or completely destroyed. It wasn't until 100 years ago when the gray priest who was excavating, found these 2 tablets that had been relatively untouched by time. It was only through cross-referencing those that we learned the way they described the world around them and the way that they recorded their own histories.
Okay.
In some ways, we believe they were a very rudimentary society with very simple tools and not a lot of technology.
Okay.
But what they created was
Sounds boring.
vast.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Sometimes the simplest stuff is the hardest to make.
Wise.
Indeed. That
So
is
are
very
these the
wise.
same symbols? Wait. Are these the same symbols that were on that door?
Yeah.
No, there's 8 different ones. Some of them
There's
are the
more?
same.
What door?
Same language.
Oh, I haven't told you everything. Okay, so here's the thing. So we get to the Gnome Island, right? And then she launches into this big narrative, and she says it with a lot of fervor and a lot of excitement, all the detail that she possibly can, because she knows that Davi will care. And she specifically mentions she mentions the puzzle that they had to do to get into the room with the statues.
Yeah.
And she mentions Terry Tudukin and the red lighting glyphs and the statues coming to life
Okay.
and all that.
And the goat.
It's a lot to take in.
Yes.
She at first she's just
And the
really
fact that we had visions.
she's really excited and like into it. As you keep going, she kind of gets more and more like less excited and more like, "Oh my goodness." First of all, this is incredible. You guys have, by the time you're done telling the story, you're finally back to the records in the temple where they keep all of their research and history on the glyphs. It's not a large portion of the place because even the amount of known symbols is relatively small. There are only a few very massive tomes, and then there's a good several hundred peripheral books exploring different facets of the symbols. And there's maybe like 2 kind of acolytes that are back there sifting through things, but it's just that, and it's just those 2. She reaches over for one of the big tomes, and she says, "This is the account of Christopher Marbles." Christopher Marbles was the gray priest who excavated in the south and discovered the 2 tablets that have given us the rich understanding of the language. Now, what I find fascinating is he swore to his dying day that when he first discovered the tablets, they were glowing with soft light, and that it was in that moment all things were made clear to him.
What do you mean by all things were clear to him?
He determined that when written horizontally, and she flips over to a page where there's clearly a space between lines, and the lines are moving left to right, kind of. She kind of points left to right as she's kind of going along them. She says, when written horizontally, they are describing events and histories. They're explaining things that they have experienced or have happened, telling stories. Now, she flips over to another side of this giant tome, and there's kind of a table there that everything's laid out on. And you see that the script has spaces in the margins, and the lines are actually going top to bottom.
That's vertical now.
Vertical. And she says, when it's written in vertical form, it is descriptive text, defining what something looks like, sounds like, smells like, or feels like.
Whoa.
that they use the same symbols to mean different things in different contexts.
So
That's crazy.
So horizontal is action and vertical is expository.
Yes and no. Both can be exposition. One can be exposition of a history or an event. It can be talking about when something was touched, but vertical will tell you what touching that thing was like.
What a multifaceted language.
And there are moments, and she goes, this is where it gets a little more difficult to understand. She flips over to another page in the book, where both types of dialect intercede. And she shows where actual like vertical and horizontal lines intersect.
Like they make a cross?
More than that, like several
Like a
lines going
crossword
up,
puzzle.
several lines, yeah, and
Like plaid.
Plaid.
yes, indeed. And where the symbols intercross, it creates a different shade.
They have plaid in Altera?
You can understand.
Genius or idiocy?
Idios?
I don't know.
It's with this that you can understand the great
Sorry,
difficulty
I'm
with
giving
which
you a
we've
hard
had fully comprehending this language. That star symbol, and she points kind of at, which occurs almost more than any, is used in all manner of places and locations.
Wait, Dolphin.
Yeah.
This is why we have different meanings for these words.
Because they mean different things from different perspectives.
Yeah.
So have you tried to reconcile the disparity between what the studies show and what the monks know?
Those are some really big words for you, buddy.
Sorry.
I like him, Joan.
When he
Says-
pats him. Good job, buddy.
She says, there are some who do their best to determine. I myself am not an expert on the glyphs, but I find it very interesting. There is one, I believe, who is currently the foremost expert on the forebears and their script and the ancient ruins, but I believe he is somewhere in the southeast.
That's a very vague direction.
Where our last understanding was he believed that some of the human tribes might have oral traditions that predate the Four Kingdoms and perhaps even the Garden.
Ooh.
And so he is on a missionary journey with them to preach the truth of the Grey God, as well as learn what he can about the history of the ruins.
Interesting.
Dolphin, why are
His
you so
name...
Dolphin, why are you so interested in this information, but when I talk you fall asleep?
Okay. I don't know.
Okay.
So anyway, what was,
What was his name?
His name is Bartholomew Stout. He's a dwarf.
Ooh.
I have to write a lot of things down, so
I
Don't
told you
say-
guys this was going to be a lore-heavy episode.
don't say anything important for a while.
I love.
What is it?
Oh, I just think this is fascinating.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, I find it fascinating as well.
I'm still a little upset that you don't find my monologues fascinating.
You weren't monologuing. You were
Joan,
asking
can you
me
roll
questions.
can you roll me a wisdom saving throw?
18.
Hey, that's solid.
Okay, nothing happened.
Oh, can I roll wisdom saving throw?
No. What?
What would have happened if I'd rolled really low?
I'm not saying I can't. I'm not telling you.
Why not?
Because he's the god of this world.
We want
He giveth and he taketh away.
That's a really good roll.
we want to know.
Maybe in the
What if I give you
Post-show.
$5?
Post-show, yeah.
What if I give you $5?
in the post show, or you have to wait till the autopsy.
May I see the parchment that was
Yes, I pull
on
it out.
Wizard Galantis?
Wait,
the
do I have the actual
wretch?
parchment? He gave me the actual
I don't remember
parchment?
who has it. One of
Do
you guys
we have
have
the original thing, or is it a copy?
It's the
We give him the original.
The party gives you the
Give-
original.
Give him the original.
So one of you hands her the original. I'm
not
sure
Winnie.
the listeners know.
Wasn't Delphin either.
And she takes it and she says, interesting. Very interesting. She sets it down and she continues to inspect it more. I have not looked at this myself yet. She kind of snaps her fingers and one of the acolytes kind of walks over and she says, what have you gathered on these symbols thus far? And he kind of reaches over and pulls over a couple different books. There's multiple books, some with titles, but there is a kind of, you know, like a collection of dictionaries where it's like it's multiple books with words, and each book has like this letter to this letter.
Yeah, like
this
an
letter to this-
encyclopedia.
Yes, there's a series of books like that, but rather than like this letter to this letter, they're just one symbol. And so it's just got one of the symbols on the side, and then the whole book is basically about the occurrences of that symbol. And the different times that it's been noted on known ruins.
It's like an index for every letter.
You don't know that it's every, but there's a collection of symbols. There are some priests and clerics who make the ruins their life mission, like Christopher Marbles and Bartholomew Stout. So they're out there, but there's not a lot of them. So like this series was likely the pursuit of one or two very devoted clerics or priests or priestesses who collected them and made a one of the books that is handed to you by the acolyte has that first symbol, that straight flat line.
Okay.
It's smaller than a lot of the others in that kind of series. She says, this symbol occurs quite infrequently, and the only places it has been found have been nearly completely devastated. Rarely have we seen this specific glyph on a finished piece or something that was left intact. Much of the research done around it, we believe it to mean something to the effect of the end or nihilistic, something destroyed
Oh, like what Terry said.
Do you think
or
that?
lost.
Do you think this has anything to do with the red god?
I don't know that's the other thing you said. The lights turned red.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason to associate the symbol of a goat with the red god. That feels like a stretch. It would either clearly be a minotaur or just the horns.
It was just a mini goat.
But if it was just a goat, I don't think that doesn't indicate to me. But
But why was the light red?
I don't know. The
Fire? Fire's red.
red could mean
Berries are red.
numerous things. In nature, there are many occurrences where
Birds.
red is an indication of
Poison.
indeed.
Poison's red.
Poisonous plants. Poisonous insects. Bright colors.
Poisonous snakes. There are bright colors like that can sometimes mean danger. It sounds like from what happened to you, it definitely indicated that something went wrong or danger was imminent. But I don't know. It all greatly concerns me.
What do you think about? Because she told her about the chant. About I assume that was part of the story.
Yeah.
What do you think about what Terry Tudurkin was saying? The light and the shadow.
The light in the shadow.
Yes.
The light in the shadow.
The light and shadow are referenced many times in some of these horizontal scripts. We see it more often than in the vertical scripts. Light and shadow. And then all of a sudden, one of the acolytes kind of goes, "Oh, mistress, I don't know whatever the color." And he brings over a scroll, and it's an ancient scroll, not older than the Four Kingdoms, but hundreds of years old, and it has the exact symbols written on it.
What's it mean?
Like in the
The
in that
exact
sequence?
symbols in the exact same sequence. And
Horizontal or vertical?
So those are the ones that were like
This
in that
is-
guy's pocket?
she says, "Thank you," and he kind of
What's your name?
like, why?
Because I know that you're bad at names.
That's Jerry. He doesn't talk.
Thanks, Jerry. Point
He's
Joshua.
a mute.
Yeah, get over there, Jerry.
He literally just spoke.
He literally just spoke.
It's a miracle.
She looks at him and she goes, "He doesn't talk," and then he kind of just walks off.
Shuffles off.
Anyway, I had a faint feeling that we would discover something like this. The chances of some organization just having a series of symbols that mean something outside of pre-written text would bother me. Sounds less possible.
What is this? What does it say?
Let's see here. Light, loss, choice, shadow, world, radiance. They believe this was said to have been discovered somewhere in the Elfin Kingdoms.
Crystal Town.
It says
Believed to be found in Crystal Town.
That's what you saw, Relnor.
it's translated here as meaning loss came from our choice, and a shadow fell over the world. However, a light rose up like the sun
But there's only 8.
and,
but there's two sides.
and brought life once again.
Can you say that again?
Loss came from our choice, and a shadow fell over the world.
Wait.
Writing as fast as I
I
can.
want my handwriting to look
I
good.
believe that first sentence are the first 4 symbols. Loss being the line, a choice being the 2 vertical
Right.
arrows, shadow being the fully encompassed circle, and the world being
The 2 circles.
the 2 circles, one within the other.
Oh,
donut.
Davi, you're really good at this.
Well, most of us were, if you're as old as I am, which is not that old, mind you.
Yes, it is.
We each take our turn learning some of these glyphs. And these are all more common. I've not seen them arranged thus, though.
What does it mean when you flip it on its side?
Wait, we're not done.
Oh,
I want
sorry.
to hear the next 4 again.
The next 4, it says, however, a light rose up like the sun and brought life once again. And brought life. I believe they're deciphering that from the radiance symbol and the eastward pointing symbol. If the sun rises in the east.
Okay, light rose like the sun.
And brought life once again. Which that star symbol is sometimes used to describe life, we believe. And
What's the arrow
Light.
symbol?
Like east.
that is pointing east. With our best definition, usually it's when we've seen it occurred in structures, it often is directing in a certain
That's where Bartholomew went.
cardinal direction.
But then what's the sun?
I believe the symbol for radiance, I apologize for going rather quickly, it's a half star.
But why does the sun come before the rose symbol?
I believe whoever wrote this is combining ideas. They're using the symbols to create thoughts.
Oh, so I have to learn an entire new language. That's what you're
So,
telling
like,
me.
one symbol doesn't mean a word. It's a concept.
Like swirl.
Indeed.
Chocolate
So
and vanilla swirl.
There is a rising radiance from the east.
Sorry, I only speak candy.
I would associate a rising radiance with the east, and I'm assuming this is what this writer has done with the rising sun. And this circle, this empty circle, is often used from our understanding. I don't feel right saying things definitively, Joan. From what we know,
I just want to know.
that circle means wholeness.
It's hard to know something that no one
completeness.
knows.
But that's the point of seeking knowledge.
This translation is a perfect example of our broken understanding of this glyph language. The first half she has articulated with exact precision, each symbol equating to the pattern of the sentence. The second sentence, the last 4 symbols, she's used them symbolically and combined them to create a concept that's not linear.
So maybe that's a concept that we don't fully understand then.
Is that all just horizontal, or is that vertical too?
It's written horizontally.
Oh, never mind.
It's important that you decipher these scripts if you're going to try and learn about them in the way they are presented.
Context.
Exactly.
So what do we do with this knowledge that
And
we have?
why did the wizard guy have it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like whoever the people are that are attacking.
Evocation wizards.
No, they're not attacking evocation wizards. The people who are attacking are evocation wizards.
What?
You just said the same thing.
They are not. They are not attacking evocation wizards.
That's not what Ricky said. Ricky
Okay.
said the evocation
No, all he said is
wizards.
But he literally just interrupted and said evocation wizards.
He finished your sentence incorrectly.
Not yeah. So I was trying
Winnie's
to finish my
confused. So
sentence.
So who's attacking?
Evocation wizards.
That's what I said.
But you literally, I wasn't asking you. I was talking, and you just decided to finish my sentence incorrectly.
My brain hurts.
Mine too. I'm confused.
I'm not.
Start over.
Are you going to interrupt me?
Probably.
How about you go?
Joan, please roll me a wisdom saving throw.
19.
All right, you begin to feel kind of a pressure on your head and a little light, but
Okay.
it doesn't seem. It could just be.
Delphin, you are
Delphin.
giving me a headache. I just cannot deal with this right
Sorry,
now.
Joan. Sorry.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is maybe this group of people who are probably evocation wizards doing bad things. Not all evocation wizards. She looks at Winnie.
Thank you.
The bad guys.
The attackers.
Maybe the bad guys have a bond. Maybe this bond has to do with a belief system. Maybe that belief system is directly related to this phrase. So when you read the phrase, loss came from our choice and a shadow fell over the world. They believe that there was something wrong with our world. However, a light rose like the sun and brought life once again, meaning something gave them hope. So whatever gave them hope, they believe that that is worth killing for.
Or they were brainwashed.
But that scares me.
Like Terry.
That scares me.
That too.
After we activated the runes. Or after we deactivated the runes, we messed with the runes.
We
After
did.
you knocked him over and made the stones come to life.
Yeah. We triggered something, I feel like.
You triggered something.
I triggered something, I feel like.
Joan, may I speak with you in private?
Yeah.
If the three of you won't mind.
Sure.
Do you have food?
Jerry,
Oh, I thought he wasn't important.
get these fine people some food.
Thanks, Jerry.
All of a sudden, Jerry's the most important.
She pulls Joan aside. Real quick, the three of you guys want to do anything?
Eat.
Winnie's just trying to look over everybody's shoulders at the
It
books.
has been a long morning and a long boat ride, and I'm hungry.
I gave him a lot of headaches.
Hey guys, guess what?
I'm learning a lot. This is
Hey guys, real Nor, guess what?
Yes.
Guess what, Rona? Guess what?
What? What?
Sorry. Do you know Donnie had a cat?
Okay.
Guess what its name was?
fluffy. Kittens.
No,
muffles,
guess again.
mittens.
Guess again. Guess again.
I'm just going to let them go.
Guess what?
Tuffkin.
Okay, the cat
What was it?
had one eye. Guess what his name was?
Cyclops.
No, guess again.
One eye.
Guess again.
I lad.
That's really funny, but no, guess
That's
again.
pretty good.
Oh, that'd be a great name for a one-eyed cat.
His name was Captain Harris.
Oh, that's adorable.
Captain Harris.
Captain Harris. No, his name is Harris. Did I say all that too quietly?
No.
Okay.
I can boost it.
So after that exchange, I'm going to stand here and ponder. Deep in thought.
All right. While that's going on, Joan and Davi kind of go into a little. They just kind of walk a few bookshelves away in a corner. And Joan, I need to have a talk with you.
Right now,
I think it's important.
my head hurts.
I know. But this talk of the Red God has me concerned.
I literally said his name like 10 times.
That's quite a bit.
I was just telling you a story. It's not my fault. I
But-
thought that he was involved 10 times.
Your reaction at the ruins, Joan,
Davi.
I am not a gray cleric.
Yeah, you are. You're wearing the stuff.
I wear the gray because if I wore the colors of my true calling, I would probably not be allowed to continue my research here at the temple. Joan, I am a red cleric.
Red clerks don't exist.
They do. And there are more of us who serve the Red God than you may know.
Does Allura... No. You can... No. You trained me to be a gray cleric. How can you not be a gray cleric?
My sister raised you to be a gray priestess. I trained you to be a red cleric.
No, I'm not a red cleric.
It's not true. It's impossible. Sorry.
Joan, you are whatever you wish to be. No one can force you to serve one god or the other. It is ultimately your choice.
You can't... But you're not evil. You're not violent. You're not... You don't seek war and destruction and that, like...
But I also refuse to sit on the sidelines and let the world turn without my ability to influence it.
Well, yeah, so do I. But you can influence in non-violent ways, and like, knowledge is important. And like, I don't. Oh.
I pursue knowledge, as do you. Knowledge is incredibly important.
Then why are you red?
I'm red, Joan, because I believe that we are to act upon our knowledge, that the knowledge that we seek is for the greater good, that in order to impact the world and help guide it in the direction it needs to be guided, we must use the knowledge we have to affect it.
But how is that different than Allura?
Allura would prefer to stay in her books all day, to write in her journal indefinitely. The only reason...
Indefinitely.
The only reason...
Someone say my name?
Keep eating.
No, sorry. Okay.
This is cleric time. The only reason that she helps at all is because she's pressured by the High Captain. In order to continue her studies and to pursue what she wants, she has to contribute. Because in a society like Lestrade, if you do not contribute, you are useless.
So does she know?
She does not know.
Then why are you telling me?
I believe there is much change to come soon. And for you to be able to choose your path, I want you to know the truth. You can continue as a gray cleric, or you can become a red
Davi,
and accept it and live as I do in both worlds.
is everything that's happening, am I right? Does this have to do with the red god?
The ruins lighting up and glowing, there's something other to that. I can't say whether it's the red god or the white god or the gray god.
But the assassins?
There are many who serve the red improperly. Use his name and his symbols for their own nefarious means. They are not true followers of the red god.
How do you set yourself apart?
It is your choice. We each choose how we live our lives, and if someone is to do evil, they can choose whatever name to do evil under, but I will not let that change who I serve. Roll me another wisdom saving throw.
But my head hurts so bad. 24.
Actually looking for a 25.
Oh, it's getting harder, but my
my-
rolls are getting better, but not good enough.
Goodness.
That's so sad.
Your whole body starts to kind of like, when you're feeling like sick, like you've eaten too much sugar and not enough substance, and your body starts to kind of
Are
feel
you speaking from personal
achy
experience?
and weak.
Regular
Like
personal
you went to the
experience.
movies and just ate a bunch of candy and soda,
And your
didn't
wife
eat a hot
told you
dog.
to eat something
Yeah.
and you didn't.
Yeah, noodle legs.
Yeah.
Kelsey, I don't feel good.
You begin to feel weak, and the tips of your fingers start to burn.
I love you so much, but you frustrate me so much because I can't do this right now. Everything hurts.
While that's happening,
I just need some protein.
you hear someone's voice yell, "Relnor! Relnor!"
What?
And Eddie, the the captain's clerk comes rushing through, says, "Relnor, you have to come. Harris, He's breaking the accord, effectively declaring war on the four kingdoms. He won't listen to reason. You have to speak with him.
Winnie ducks under a table.
Okay, we're gonna have to. We'll go there right away.
Before anything else can be done,
Yeah.
Joan, your hands and arms start to be covered in dark, cryptic tattoos, similar to like what happened to Terry.
Dolphin.
And it starts to creep up your arms.
Oh, Joan, your hands.
And eventually
what's happening?
you feel the heat kind of move through your body in your toes, up to your chest and to your neck, and then even goes to your face. And before you have time to do anything, your eyes roll into the back of your head and you fall unconscious to the ground.
Joan!
I could use a nap.
I run to her side.
Gods, Joan.
Run or do something!
Davi, what happened to Joan? I don't know. She just fell over.
I don't know.
This is what happened to Terry Turdukin.
Who's Terry Turdukin?
He has a boom boom.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, boom boom.
She called him Turdukin. Turdukin.
Turdukin.
I said it right.
You guys suck.
Because we know your lore better than you.
We all say Turdukin because
I know,
that's
it's
how
turducken,
couple said
gosh
it.
darn it.
I know.
Yes!
Oh,
Yeah,
I
but
thought
it's
it was
so
Turducken.
funny to say
But we're
Dukin.
pronouncing it like the gnomes pronounced it.
Yeah, like
I know.
Truffle.
Prime Minister Lumpkin.
Davi's kind of freaking out. She's like, I don't know. I don't understand.
Do you have an infirmary here in the temple?
We have a washroom.
Healers. We need healers.
I'm a healer. She's like, I'm a cleric. She starts laying on hands. She's like, I don't understand. Everything's fine. She's not injured. There's nothing to heal.
Okay.
What do we do?
What do we do?
We're gonna take her to Dan's pub. We're gonna get a room at his inn.
Okay.
We're gonna leave her there under Winnie's care, and Delphin and I are gonna go to
I don't want to leave
my
Joan.
captain.
Good plan. Okay, let's do it.
Okay,
Who's going to carry her? I can't
I
carry
will.
her.
I'll help.
Okay.
And I pick up.
I carry 1 foot.
Davi's coming with you guys. She's not leaving Joan alone.
Okay,
She's gonna come with.
that's fine.
We're not opposed.
Yeah, she's like, I'll continue to see what I can do with any of my spells and healing spirits. So,
Winnie, just keeping a good eye on her and make sure she stays on her side.
Okay.
how about this? Winnie and I will take Joan and find a place for her here at the temple, where we have all of our resources here for healing. We'll see what we can do, and Winnie, perhaps with some of your magic, can come in handy.
When he looks at Relnor. Does that work?
Yeah.
And the two of you can go to Harris.
Okay. Okay.
After you, Ronar.
All right. She kind of takes Joan from Relnor and starts carrying up some stairs. Winnie, do you follow?
Yes.
Okay.
Winnie, keep your head down. Keep Joan safe.
I will.
All right. All right, man. Splitting the party.
Let's run.
All right.
Rule 1, never split the party.
We
Rule 2,
failed on that
ignore
rule.
the first
Bananas
Rule
united. Bananas split.
Go.
Go. Bananas. Go. Go. Bananas. Peel. Banana. This is your interlude. This is your traveling music.
Left.
No, well,
Bananas to
everyone's
the
running.
right. Peel the banana and take a bite. You're welcome.
Awesome.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Okay.
That's what happens when you have sisters. You know everything.
As you guys kind of head out from the temple, Eddie starts to fill you in. She informs you that High Captain Harris is going to move against the Queen, that he's breaking the accord. She doesn't personally believe that Lestrade can stand against the Four Kingdoms, and no leader has dared break the accord since its creation 500 years ago. So what Harris is doing is completely unfounded, and because of your kind of almost familial relationship with him, she's hoping that you of all people will be able to get through to his like thick skull.
Talk some sense into him.
But as you guys are just kind of getting out into the streets, you hear a blood-curdling, loud, shrieking roar.
Oh, what was that?
And Winnie, from the upper room that you guys are in, you actually hear it as well.
What was that?
And there's a window, if
Yep.
you'd like to move to it.
Yep. Winnie's gonna run straight to the window without even looking at Dobby.
All right, you look out the window to the west and the southwest, and there is amidst several of the buildings and trees, and at the kind of the edges of the city, from the kind of like higher up part of the temple, you see a massive, huge, like we're talking between 20, 30 feet high, bull-like creature with massive horns like protruding from its head and a huge, almost lizard-like tail stretching out from the back, ramming through buildings and trampling over structures.
And we can't see it because we're on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it raises its head up and its horns and just bellows at the sky. But it's a different roar than the other one that you just heard.
Oh, that's not good.
For the sake
Not
of
good.
for the sake of like understanding the layout of the city, southwest is also the direction of your neighborhood.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Dobby! The thingy at window. Look, Dobby!
What?
What is that thing?
She looks out the window and she says, "Gods, help us." I don't know.
What do we do? I mean, my parents.
She kind of like almost like her hands drop to her sides and she just goes like, I don't know, Winnie. That's a monster. The guards have to be alerted. I can't leave. I can't leave, Joan.
I gotta warn them.
You're going to head to the southwestern district?
I don't know what else to do. I can't just watch my parents' neighborhood get smashed.
Oh. Very well.
I gotta catch up with Relnor. I gotta catch up with Relnor.
She reaches into her sleeve and pulls out a vial of potion, and it's kind of like a little thin vial. Then she hands it to you. She goes, "This is all I have on me. It's a healing potion. I don't know if it will help, but please."
Thank you. No, that means a lot. Thank you very much.
Be safe.
Thank you.
I think that's where we're gonna end the episode.
Dun, dun, dun.
I want to fight the bull.
Good news, there will be more episodes.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's less than 10 episodes in, and we finally got to Titans. The Titans.
No, we got
of
to Titan.
Altera.
Titan.
Wait, yeah.
Well, we heard two. We
Yeah.
saw one.
Anyway, thank you everyone for listening. Thanks so much for being a part of this show and being along the ride with us. I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm very excited for what's going to happen. Some of the best writing advice I ever got was just complicate, and I felt like
You succeeded today, my friend.
Things got really complicated this episode. So I'm enjoying it because I legitimately do not know how you guys will respond to everything. So I can't wait to see what happens next time. If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star review on iTunes. It would really mean a lot to us.
I'm going to.
Help get the word out for the Titans. And you can check out supplemental content, including a post show that we're going to do, which is just 15 minutes of us recording after the episode's done, on our Patreon at patreon.com/The Titan Pod. So we will see you guys there. Till next week, I've been your host and Dungeon Master Josh. Going around the table, we have
Joan.
Duffin.
Winnie.
Relnor.
Thanks, everybody.
Last time on Titans of Altera.
Let's do it one more time and just enunciate a little more.
Last time on Titans of Altera. Last time on Titans of Altera.
Do the Titans of Altera.
Last time on the Titans of Altera.
Do it one more time where I'm not talking when you start talking. That's why I keep asking you to do it again and you start before I'm done.
12. The last time on Titans of Altera.
No the at the beginning. Just last time on the Titans of Altera.
Last time on Titans of Altera. On the Titans. This is so hard.
Is it?
Yeah, it's for me, apparently.